let's just all agree that PS4 is geared completely towards gaming.
Actually, they just released a statement
it's
saying
geared
that
more
it is
towards
100%
gaming.
dedicated to gamers.
Because
they just released a
which is
statement
why
today.
I'm considering doing that.
One of the
Xbox
best
One.
thing, one of the big things I think that
PS4
right?
over that.
Do you want to split one? We should split one.
Yeah, I mean we could, but anyways, I mean the big thing is like even just talking about hardware. The big thing is like RAM. So they only have the Xbox. I mean they both have 8 gigs, right?
Did you find that?
I did find that. It's
But-
right here.
Told you,
it's
I
like-
was right.
there's-
But the
yeah,
PS3
yeah,
has like
there's-
DDR5 and
No,
like the
this
Xbox
is
has
huge.
DDR3.
There's
This is
right?
huge.
It's so the Xbox has 5. It says there's 3 operating systems in the Xbox One. They have to partition off a gig each just to run those partitions. Therefore, only 5 gigs of RAM is available for gaming. I can actually cite it by
Yeah.
IGN.
But no one's using more than 4, like right now.
Maybe,
anyways.
but the thing is, especially with the new,
it's all about visual processing.
Sure enough, I guess. But I mean, it's still, you know, there is a point where you could
Yeah.
lag. But the thing is, great with the PS4, I'm not saying I favor that one right now over the Xbox One, but PlayStation has dedicated to gaming, but then also has a separate, I think, processor to actually do background downloading, so you can play and download. You have to stop a game and download. It's a background thing. Even when it's, I think, off or on standby, it'll still download what it needs to.
Yeah, and they have a unique thing with they're avoiding the big talk with Xbox One is the always on aspect of it, which isn't confirmed. It's not 100% confirmed yet. But the way PS4, they actually found a loophole to get the benefits of an always online without doing it.
Right.
And it's something they said, yeah, we don't have it, but what they didn't tell us is they're getting the benefits. And they're doing that by, I truly believe they're doing it by the standby mode that a PS4 has. Like, we all know that we're playing
They're online until the downloads are done, basically.
No, it's but it's simply that the system itself is, like, we all know, we're playing a game, we're having fun, and it's like, oh, I have to leave now, so you have to turn off the system, and then the next time you come back, you have to reboot everything. You know, it takes however many minutes, say 5 minutes. With PS4, and I think the Xbox team confirmed to do this too, they have the ability, and actually with the PS4, it's literally just touch the touchpad, set it down, and it goes into standby mode, just like your computer. It never shuts down. It stays on permanently. But it turns off, like hibernates, just like your computer, so it doesn't waste electricity. But while it's in hibernation mode, the connection to the internet remains, if you have it, and then it'll allow you to just sync those updates, because it has that separate processor on its own that will just let it do it. And then you'll come back to the game, and of course, just press the screen again. You're back in your game, and it's like nothing ever happened.
It's like instant startup, like Google Chrome.
Yeah, with the always online stuff, I think they said in the I need to stop saying they said in the conference, I'm pretty sure that you just have to be online at least once a month.
Yeah,
it's not confirmed, but it's I think I like PS4. If that's true, I like that better. Where the standby mode, so it's just like you can leave and do whatever you want, but it does like if an update pops up and you're not there, it just automatically downloads what you've been playing.
Yeah,
instead of having to online be like, oh, updates here. Oh, I have to download and I have to wait.
Do it.
Yeah, it was.
Do it already.
It was actually, and the thing is, PS4. The only thing I questioned from the PS4 conference was, and it's almost comparable to the Xbox One visual change from input change thing. They're claiming with the PS4, because of that second processor that you can solely focus on downloading, pretty much, that when you download something, it's going to be ridiculously quick.
Yeah.
Absurdly, you can download a 4 gig game in a minute.
I guess it's that and your internet connection, but if you have fast enough
internet,
it'll
that's the reason I'm questioning it, because does that work at say 25 megs?
Right. You have to at that point you have to look at the limiting factor at that point.
Yeah, and
whichever it is.
At the same time, dude, for my Assassin's Creed DLC, or when I downloaded Watch Dogs or Sleeping Dogs the other day.
Good one. Just the overall hardware update, or not hardware, but software, the overall software update over the interface.
Yep.
Like your version 1.9, whatever.
That's instant. It's instant. You never have to worry about it. You just turn it back on, and it'll probably put up a message saying, you just downloaded and installed the new thing. This is why it looks different. It's like
you downloaded it. You want to install.
Yeah.
Right.
or something.
Not even that. No, because it'll do it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, for the software, like the major overall OS update, but for like games, it'd be like
at the same time, though,
Maybe.
I think they'll get rid of, I don't think there'll be a yes or no, do you want to install or update? Because it's now at a point in technology, whenever there's an update, it almost requires you to in order to proceed with your next thing. Like for my PS3, for example, it struggled. Like you'll try to play a game, and let's say it's online capability, say you want to play multiplayer or something like that. A lot of the time, it will not let you sign into your network account until you're fully updated.
Huh.
So it prevents you from doing that. So I think in this next generation, they'll eliminate the yes or no, and it'll just do it. So make sure that whenever you want to play whatever it is, it's there. Which I think, why would you argue against that?
Sure enough.
Yeah.
It's simply everything will be downloaded and there for you. And they also made the claim that when you have like a season pass for something, you won't have to remember. Like I had to do for Assassin's Creed, I had to keep checking every couple of weeks to see when does the new DLC come out and stuff like that. It'll actually just download your season pass. So the second you can download it, it'll just do it. You don't have to go into any
That
interface
is definitely nice.
or go into a screen and you have to remember and click, download the new Borderlands pack.
like the PSN
It'll just
or
simply do
Which
it.
basically nods to the fact that there will be like huge hard drives on these things.
yeah. Actually, good thing you brought it up because now I think on the Xbox, you could correct me if I'm wrong. You have to actually install, like kind of like the PS4, PS3 now, but it's mandatory where you have to actually install the game on your hard drive.
That is
Yeah.
different.
Right. So that it has to be because there's no way because each game is like what like
It has
in
to be
the
at
teens
least
gig
at least a terabyte per system.
at least, but I'm pretty sure it's not that big.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I ran into issues with my
Fuck
PS3
that.
with.
And you have to actually buy externals for it.
There was something I want to say it was the Xbox One that was saying you install the game, and it's almost encouraging digital downloads for Xbox. But they're saying that it's going to have install, but it's going to be a full install, so you no longer need the disc after you put it in once.
Right.
Oh,
As in,
okay.
it's going to fully take the disc and put it on your system.
So basically, like, there's no reason to actually go buy it anymore.
Yeah, they didn't come out and say that we're pushing for digital downloads.
They're
but
trying
that's what
to.
it seems like.
Right.
Because it's essentially the same thing. Just
They're
without
not.
the
They're
disc.
never gonna say that.
Well, because people are so firmly against it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Here it is, just real quick. So the Xbox, they announced that it's 500 gigabytes for the standard, you know, with the base model with the Kinect and all that stuff. PlayStation hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
So we'll actually probably find out in E3. Hopefully they do better and actually get more because I think the beginning ones they actually had way more hard drive space than the Xbox when they first came out. The 300, the 300
$320.
or the $600 edition had way more than just the basic like removable hard drives. 'Cause I
Right.
think that went up to like 32 gigabytes. I want to say the
had more
removable
than that.
ones. It went up to 32
For what?
for the Xbox, like the white ones.
The,
Like
the
Oh,
white
those had, like,
ones.
12.
It started at 20 and went to 80.
No,
Okay.
it started at
The
12.
80.
Because I
Yeah,
had
like
So
it
at
was
12?
low.
Yeah,
Like,
it started at
Damn.
12.
it
I
was
got,
low.
I had like a 30 some gigabyte hard drive because it was later, and then I remember the
Maybe the big one was 60.
The
I think
PS
the big one was 60.
the PS3 I know had 20 gig one for just basic use, had a 60 gig one, and had an 80 gig one to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right
And
off
now
the
it's
bat,
like 250 is the minimum.
yeah, now it's like
Yeah.
you know, so
I
that
don't
that's
know though.
I mean, that's another thing to think about because I mean, if you play a lot of games, like I mean, most of us do, and you want to play multiple games, you don't want to have to go out and buy like another hard drive just to save your damn data
No.
or delete
Well,
something.
Here's the thing, though, and this is something the Xbox gave an update for, and this is the only thing I will ever say Xbox is better than
The
PlayStation.
cloud.
No.
Oh.
For the S3 compared to the 360 is the only thing I will give them. Is other than Live, because Live's apparently a better system, which I don't agree with. Just nobody uses PSN. But
Unfortunately.
with the Xbox, put in an update that allows you to, when you overflow, to
Mhm.
put into an external. The PS3 cannot, and it was horrible to learn that news.
I remember that because you had the same problem when you were playing Watch Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping
Yes.
Dogs.
I keep saying it's too fun.
Dogs.
But it was the same.
Something
It
dog,
was,
naughty dog. Woo!
Dogs that
Well,
are something.
it's the idea that no matter how many gigs you get 80 gigs, you really only get 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
the
mean,
other 8 are hidden
Operating
somewhere.
system.
Yeah.
it's an operating system with software.
So you
for
get
that.
72, and I was going through my system, and also PS3 needs to PlayStation needs to get rid of this, and probably Xbox does too.
Hmm.
They need, in order, Sleeping Dogs was 7 gigs. I had 9 gigs left, so I'm like, okay, cool. I have just enough to make it. Apparently, in the interface of the PlayStation Store, you need double the amount of space that you're purchasing. So if you're purchasing 7, you need 14 gigs free in order to get.
The Xbox isn't like that. I know that for a fact. I downloaded Resident Evil 4 and it was on 16.
Yeah.
I had 16.4 and it still downloaded.
So that was an issue that I did not like, and also I had I had an external like hooked up and thinking, oh cool, I can use that new Xbox to do it. So I
Xbox. Yeah, just
PlayStation
something you
could.
format it right. Yeah.
Plugged it in and simply thought, okay, can I transfer this to my external, and I just put my game base through that. You can't through a PlayStation.
I mean, do you know why, Ty? Because you're the.
That'll be different.
No idea.
Okay.
No, I mean he can explain technically, but the marketing aspect, I mean, that'd be my department, and I have no idea. There'd be no reason in my mind.
I would honestly think it's
should do
just programming through the OS because Microsoft is just. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of issues that came up with the last just generation, considering it was, how long did this generation last? Like
8 years.
long time. 7, 8.
At
time.
most, probably at the most 8 years.
I
so
think
like,
yeah, roughly around there.
a lot of problems came up in those 8 years. Okay. A lot of problems came up in those 8 years, and, they had to basically adapt and sometimes they just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna approach this on all sides with like, hey,
this is what
let's fix all these issues that are there now, and then
Right.
try and prevent certain issues that could.
Right, yeah, because they definitely learned a lot. They did fix a lot. Like I remember, like when the Xbox first came out, it was really buggy. Same with the PSN or the PlayStation. It was really buggy, and they had to come with a crap ton of
the
updates.
PSN was horrible when it first started, and they're now just getting to the point where probably Live was 2 years ago. Like they are behind with the PSN. They are.
That's true.
And also, we're running a little long here, so I kind of want to end it on this thought. Your favorite and least favorite thing from this generation, and what you're looking forward to the most. What you hope. This isn't like what's confirmed.
Okay.
This is simply one thing that you hope becomes a big thing in the next generation.
Well, let's start with you, Sam, since you came with the question.
Okay. So,
And,
what I loved most in this generation...
Across the 3 consoles, of course.
Yeah.
Just clarifying.
What I loved most about this generation probably was I liked that the different companies took risks in this, and I know a lot of them weren't successful, whether with Kinect or the Wii or anything like that. Because what I'm saying with this generation, this includes the Wii, 360, and PS3, and I'm looking at they took some chances with motion control. They took some chances. Wii got out in the market first. That's why the Wii sold so well, because it simply beat everyone else to it. And it showed that the industry is so desperate to one-up each other in a way, and that the Wii came out with this first motion control controller. Xbox and PlayStation went, oh shit, this is really popular, we have to get in on this.
Right.
And it showed that the companies are always competing against each other. They always are. They're always going to find new ways to push themselves and make them better. And just through basic competition in economics or whatever, that means a better product for us.
Okay.
And it's something we all got with it, because we got some great games. We got the ability to watch TV.
Across the board, better graphics.
Yeah, and to me, and the reason I don't mention graphics is I knew somebody was going to mention it, and I don't care about graphics. I personally don't.
Me neither.
But I'll finish up here. What I didn't like the most.
If it plays well to the game.
Yeah.
Because for some great games, graphics don't matter at all, but for some, it's like the most important thing. It's just all about the game.
I agree. No, I agree with that. Probably my least favorite thing was there was a struggle for original across the board. There was a lot of sequels in this generation. In some form, there were a lot of sequels.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm looking across the board. This is Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft included. And that if you look at the big games from this generation, even Call of Duty, if you guys remember this, Modern Warfare was Call of Duty 4. That was
I remember the first one.
And to me, it's something that, and this leads me into what I hope happens in the next generation. I want to see movie games become a reality.
That'd be sweet.
I want to see what what Beyond Two Souls is doing with Ellen Page, with essentially putting her in a scripted movie, except in a video game, essentially, that you get to be a part of. I love the idea that they're just being able to show someone a script, a movie, and be able to. It's the same thing as when you purchase a ticket to go to the movies and watch something. It's the same idea, except now you get to really actually play it.
It's an interactive movie at that point.
And I really hope that becomes. Hope it becomes a thing where they can take major actors or create a whole new form of a movie star. And essentially you become a video game star. Instead of you becoming a famous voice actor, for example, like Nolan North, for example, you now become a famous video game face across the board.
Right.
And you see transfers, like you have someone like Ellen Page play Beyond Two Souls, then you see her in another game. Where you see like actors and actresses be a part of video games now. And I think that's something I would just love to see with it. I really hope it isn't just Quadratic Dream that does these in the future.
Hopefully.
You know, so that's my 2 cents for what I hope. Tyler, PCs are included. So.
That was like $100, bro.
Huh?
That was like $100, bro.
Yes.
It was not 2 cents.
I don't even know how to follow that. My favorite thing from this last generation was probably video games really came into their own, and now they're considered art, whereas before it was a niche thing that only a few people did, and now a lot of people do it.
No,
and that puts a lot more pressure on it, but with more pressure comes great things.
Yeah.
So
and
that's what I'm hoping for from this generation, is just bigger scope, bigger games, more directions.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot more expansive.
Mind if I just put my 2 cents into some of the
As long as it's 2 cents.
It's 2 cents. It's 2 cents, I promise. Funny story. No, actually, I just believe our hopes for the future are very similar.
Yeah.
And that Call of Duty's budget is in the $50 million range to build Call of Duty. You know, movies cost that much, for example. Big blockbuster movies, I don't see why it can't happen. That's all I'd say.
I just don't know how. What are they spending all of that money on?
Development, like
labor,
programmers,
but
I don't know.
I mean, not really changing.
Labor,
honestly,
development,
I think it's CGI.
advertising,
I truly
CGI,
animation.
Animation is really expensive because you have to kind of like Monty in Rooster Teeth. If anyone knows, I'm sure someone does. Like you have to spend a lot of time actually like choreographing movements to actually apply to the actual animated
But
person.
you see games that are just built from like the engine up, and that's like you would think would cost way more than that, but
You would think,
Yeah.
but
Also, your least favorite thing from this generation?
oh, probably. Oh, man,
It's
my
personal.
least favorite
This
thing.
is pure personal. This isn't like you need
I don't even know.
a full answer. Just
It's
think about it, you
probably
guys.
just the what I hated about this generation is that I felt it though it was stunted. Without the economic recession, for one, we would have a lot more IPs, like a shit ton more. Two, the generation time wouldn't have lasted nearly as long. It would have been shorter. It would have been the perfect time. Like we should have had consoles a couple years ago, but yeah, basically just its potential wasn't reached because shit went down across the globe.
Okay.
Across the globe.
Alex?
Alright, well, my most favorite thing... Man, this is a hard one because I actually never thought about it. Considering I do agree with Sam, there has been a lot of sequels. There have also been a lot of innovative new games that have come up on this across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about recently. I mean, just think about like really big sequels. Not even going into like the the indie like the like private companies that actually do produce these games. I mean, Gears was a huge hit, and that was an original back when. Let me see here. What other one? Forza was another big one, if I remember correctly. Man, what is it? What I'm trying to say is I can't think of any other ones right now. It's late. Is that they were very innovative in creating new ideas and actually trying to push more or less the boundaries of the console, even though they couldn't quite reach it. They were definitely trying to push it.
Yeah.
Which is definitely why it's what I want to see now is actually pushing it right out of the gate to the full potential versus I mean, maybe marketing thing, Sam, you would know more about it, but I want to see just out the gate, here's what it can do, this is the new standard
Always
of what it
hard
has
to do though.
I know it is. Yeah, well, because it's a
No,
new,
it just
it's a new
simply,
system.
well, and actually, it just comes down to price a lot of the times.
Mhm.
It'll cost less in the future to develop this now.
Right.
That's just basic economics. And even for, I mean, you kind of say all with the graphic quality. I mean, the PS4 showed off great quadratic dreams engine. They showed greatly what the PS4 could do in the future.
Right.
And they admitted they can't do it. Even Beyond Two Souls isn't even what it can do.
Yeah.
They've even admitted that Beyond looks incredible
Right.
graphically.
I mean, Sam, with with the without the AI, oh, fish can move. I mean,
I'm
New
sorry,
Call
dude,
of
I
Duty-
laughed so hard
the
at
new
that.
trust me, I
That
did
was
too.
great.
The new Call of Duty Ghost, it looks great too. Like just the detail.
No, it looks amazing. I'm excited to see the gameplay.
Yeah,
for sure.
but,
like
See, that's the thing though. They didn't show gameplay.
yeah,
Fortunately,
they showed
not yet.
fucking-
Hopefully, if they don't show gameplay by E3, then we're just like, well,
Well, and that's kind of
They're gonna show a shit ton
They
of gameplay.
Hopefully.
E3 will show.
that's the
I don't know.
point of E3. But or one of the points, anyways. Well, let me see here. What do I not like the most? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what I don't like. It's
Also,
late. I don't know.
Also, I do want to mention that
Someone else come with it.
when
for
I
me.
talked about the amount of sequels in this generation, I also want to mention a lot of those sequels did a lot of innovation and were very, very good. I don't want to make it seem like I did not approve of them by
Right.
any means. There's just specific. It's just we all get sick of seeing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
type of games.
definitely,
We all
yeah.
want to, see ooh,
5 and 6 is getting a little ridiculous.
Dude, come on, Mario.
Has a lot of
Okay,
it
come on.
already.
We all admitted when Mario Party 3 first came out, we all thought, I can't wait till it's a Mario Party 48 or something like that. We all thought
Shit,
that.
that's how I feel about Final Fantasy.
Come on.
Final Fantasy 50.
Hey, now that that's what I call
Oh,
music.
There's
Is that,
probably 50 of them at this point. Yeah,
There's about
at least 30.
in double digits. I know that
yeah,
much,
Mike.
but low
Okay.
double digits. Anyways, Mike, go. You can.
My
finish us
favorite
off.
thing, was Gears of War, because it's
You're just gonna
a
put that as
specific
your favorite
thing.
game this generation.
That is my favorite thing that happened in the last 8 years
Okay.
in my life. I've had a shitty life. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
And my least favorite thing,
Ooh, I just thought. of mine.
I just fucking I now loathe Xbox Live. I'm just sick of it.
What
Like
about
I don't like
the
the,
one
I don't like the
thing-
fact that you have to pay for it.
That's a pain in the ass.
Like they
It's not gonna
need
get
to get rid of
cheaper,
that
so
shit.
It's not going to get any cheaper.
Oh, I know.
It's probably
which
gonna be
is
more
why
expensive, actually.
No, it is. They have a full subscription.
God
service.
damn
You
it!
have to do it.
which is why I'm probably gonna, if anything, get a PS4.
I'll probably
And
still get
also,
an Xbox.
I also just want to say PS4 is toying with the notion of charging.
I remember. I do
They
remember
are
them
charging?
saying. I do remember them
They
saying that. They
are-
mentioned it.
they
They were just
are-
like.
I'm not gonna pay for that.
Considering.
But actually, I just thought of my con just real quick, Mike. The PSN's the stability of the PSN.
Yeah, I agree.
It sucked ass. It got hacked constantly. I remember there was a few months where there were so many profiles, so many accounts hacked. They had to shut it down
They
because
shut down for a month.
they were afraid. They were afraid of people going on there doing something, and them, the hackers, whoever it was, or the virus or whatever, was gonna go through the rest of the network of that person's home. So fuck that. The security needs to be better. That whole infrastructure needs to just be more sound. It's like Xbox Live. Honestly, I don't think I've heard once Xbox Live, even though you do have to pay for it, it ever being compromised or
Right.
have that kind of problem.
They've been good with that. They've been very good. Mike, why don't you finish up with?
Yeah. Sorry.
What,
Man. I didn't mean to.
what else do I need?
What do you
Favorite
look
thing
for?
this generation, least
What do you
favorite
look
thing this
for?
generation, and the most thing you're looking forward to the next generation.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be confirmed or you've heard of it. It could be anything.
Well integrated motion control for really any of the systems. Which
God, I wanna-
Wii U has
I'm gonna
already
talk about
done.
this so much.
Wii U has already done that so incredibly well. So I'm really excited to see
Get
what
into 3D
to
virtual
see
land,
if
baby.
like to see if it was actually scripted, which it probably was for Xbox, and to see like what
It
the
was.
since there's the light bar on the back of the PS4 controller. I'm excited to see what that'll do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, okay, I have to mention this really quick. How is everyone... Okay, so
My
everyone
butt.
gets upset about playing Kinect games. People
Nope.
get upset about using Move games.
Nope.
Even the Wii U,
Not for me.
Controller.
Sorry.
even the Wii U controller. Yet, when people fucking talk about the Oculus Rift and those type of stuff, they're like, can't wait for motion reality. I can't wait to throw a grenade with my hand.
Right.
And that shit already exists, and people fucking hate it. And all of a sudden, you throw some goggles that you can turn your head and it moves with you. Everyone freaks out, and everyone's in such uproar and happiness. I do not understand that.
It's because it's one simple element that just
hasn't existed
fixes
before.
It literally fixes.
It's literally replacing your entire sense with something else.
It makes it work. If you haven't tried it,
It's like that really, this like that really old arcade game where you're like this and you like move around. It's using that basic concept. It does do that because it kind of it immerses you in it basically at that point. You don't know anything beyond what you see, and that is what you know at that present time. That is your reality, which is I guess something just people like want. You know, they want to be actually immersed.
Oh, that's how I would play every video game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be the same way if it actually worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. People are. It's got great.
No,
reviews.
the Oc is like the Oculus Rift is shaping up to be exactly what people expect. It's doing nothing less than what people want, or what they're desiring. It's doing everything they want. It's just I'm still struggling with the fact that. Yeah, no, like I said, it can be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've played Just Dance games. I've played a lot of motion control stuff. It's a lot of fun,
Right,
without a doubt. Even like Mario Party is so much more fun now with motion control kind of stuff. Yeah. But there's certain things that I don't believe that just because you can put on a pair of goggles, you suddenly want to move. I do not believe that.
It's not about that though. It's really just about.
It's not
about moving around. Like you can just wear it, and even if you're just moving your head around and using a controller, it's a crazy experience. Because if you're moving your head, you know the field of vision still moves, but
yeah,
you still move with your controller.
And actually, Tyler, from what you're saying with the, you'd use like your PC and your Oculus Rift. I actually understand that. You know, you'd have your mouse on your clicker. You have your hand on your mouse, hand on your keyboard, looking with your Oculus Rift. I actually understand that.
Oh, dot hack. Oh.
What I don't understand
I love that
are
series.
people saying, once I get these pair of goggles, I want to move. That is what irks me.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me.
I doubt it. I don't think that's not the case.
Because if the same people who are like, oh, the Kinect sucks, I don't want to throw a grenade with Kinect, yet when I have a pair of goggles, I'll do it.
It's just
that's
the fact
what
that it's
pisses
new.
me off.
Like people don't. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's new, people fucking love that shit.
Okay, let's
Anyway,
wrap
yeah,
up
that's
real
like-
quick.
Yeah. Ending on that, this has been the ISQ podcast number 2.
Hope you like. If you have any extra stuff, comment, please. We'd love to read it. And
Except if you're hurtful.
if you're gonna be an asshole, just don't, or I'll
off.
troll your ass.
Fuck
And
off.
with you saying that, you just added 50 hate comments.
Yes!
Guys.
Fuck
Time
off!
to kill.
Alright, new inside joke. If you're saying something hateful, it really means you love it. You know how Primus, their catchphrase is Primus sucks?
I don't know that.
Well,
Anyway,
that's the band's
Thanks for listening.
catchphrase.
Done.
So when people yell it at concerts, it actually means Primus is awesome. That's what we're going to do.